Right. So hi. This is my face. The camera's not great, and there's a green screen behind me. But as you can tell, green screen is not great either. But I'm gonna have my face over this for today. There's a video that I was sent recently of Team Fortress 2, and it's titled TF2 Sucks and is the worst FPS game I've ever played, and it has like 500 something views right now. How many views is it? Let's check. 973 views at the moment. So that's intriguing, to say the least. I just now opened this and I'm just about to check this out. I'm so sorry. This is the highest. I've picked the highest quality to play this in, but it doesn't look like whoever made this knew what they're doing. Speaking of not knowing what they're doing, um, I've I've shown my face. Um, this is a quick note by the editor, which is me. Sorry for the bad mic quality. I actually have broken my last pair of headphones on accident. It was like a I'm it the microphone no longer works, sadly. Uh the so I had to use the crappier, I guess, headphones and microphone I got, which is what you see me wearing in this video. I am so sorry that the quality isn't great, the camera quality isn't great. I was doing what I could on a very short notice. Actually, I did not think that I would be putting as much time into this as I did, and I didn't think I would actually take this seriously. But anyways, you've heard me rant on for a while now, so enjoy the video. I haven't seen this yet. Full disclosure, I don't know what's gonna happen here. I don't know if there's anything I'm gonna have to change or edit out. I don't know what's going on with this video. Um, but I don't. Before we begin, I should say I don't want to dox the person that made this, okay? Because like the Jack and Doran, right? Don't be mad at him. Starting off a YouTube channel doing anything is hard, especially like criticisms. And you can see like that's 235 dislikes, and all of the comments. And I've gone through the comments. I've read a few, but all of the comments are just extremely negative towards him, and it's kind of sad because you can tell that it's definitely like a younger kid just trying to uh say his thoughts like just off the bat. But without further ado, I suppose let's get into it.
YouTube. I am going to explain why TF2 is a trashy and frustrating video game. Be grateful for the footage because I can't hardly stomach even 20 minutes of this terrible game.
Ah, the voiced the AI voice, I don't know what it's called, choice is kind of interesting to see on a YouTube video. I mean, this is probably the most angering thing to me, the giant black border, as somebody who's always had kind of a niche in making sure things are designed properly. That's
It's so
a little annoying to me. But not much to say. He's saying that he could barely play it for 20 minutes. Okay,
bad
that's
I
fair.
have to take a long break after just 20 minutes. This
Take a
game
long
is
break. Yeah, I get that. TF2 is not for everybody. The game's it can be extremely infuriating because it's such an old game that most people know what they're doing. So getting into it fresh is really hard because you're basically up against like some really smart pros or idiots, but most of the time it's smart people who know how the game works.
so boring
In
I'd
general,
rather watch paint dry or grass grow. And when
rather
I
watch paint dry or grass grow.
uninstalled it, all I felt was happiness and relaxation. This video is not a joke. To truly explain why this trashy video game sucks, will be going over all of the classes, since the game is based around them. First is the Scout. The Scout is
Okay. I'm noticing his aim's not great, and for some reason he has this weird cursor. Let me see. I have a video in here. I will pull up really quick. I don't know if you can see that. Um, but if I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger for you. You can see that the default cursor right here, the one that I use, is generally it's a smaller dot with this, and I've made mine much smaller than usual. But this is mostly because it's very generic and it works really well. Actually, it fits the game well. Um, But if we take a look at this, he's using I don't know why it's not showing you my. He's using what appears to be a like a different dot. This like white
This
this what
annoying little character that this
pause it. Okay, sorry. This like really tiny dot on his screen, and I wouldn't recommend that. Using a dot isn't great, especially when you're trying to work
does
on aim.
almost no damage with his little scatter gun.
Um, his original scattergun is a very close range weapon. I remember that. Because nowadays I only use the force of nature, so I'm really used to close up. But the scattergun is close damage. But yeah, I can see that. Like it's such a wide pellet spread that
You have to
that's
be
that's
right
a good
in
one.
front of the enemy just to do decent damage. And
Yeah.
his pistol is no better. The fact that
Oh no 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 no! His pistol's a really good mid to short range secondary. If because I use the force of nature, it's just habit to immediately switch to a pistol. And I know that if you don't play TF2, you won't know what that means or what's going on. It's just it's a gun. The force of nature has less shots, more damage. But the gun that he's using right now, I think, is known for being the like it's commonly accepted as the best flanking weapon Scout has. Because as good as the force of nature is, you have a long reload and only 2 shots, and you have to have great aim for that. As good as the backscatter is one that I don't hear a lot about, but as good as that one is for flanking, it's not great for anything other than shooting people's backs, and that's why you'll see a lot of scouts just prefer the scattergun in
Scout has
general.
his primary as the secondary weapon for most of the other characters.
His primary is a secondary. Yeah. Okay. No. Well, it's a shotgun, but it's a different type of shotgun with higher damage, and because scouts is so damn fast,
Says a lot
like
about
you can see, he's trying to push straight forward, and with scout, this is the worst situation. You want to go around the left and come out the back, and then shoot
how
because
bad
that's you have time to get behind
of
them.
the class he really is. What else? He's the fastest character in the game.
Yeah,
But TF2 players often abuse his speed to either run away or use annoying stupid tactics.
that's you just got to get good, man. Jokes aside, holy shit, I've been doing this for 8 minutes and we're only a minute. Jokes aside, that's something that you just learn to combat over time.
Next is the soldier. The
Okay.
soldier is my main, but I never rocket jump because it's unrewarding and takes up too much health.
With default soldier, yeah. I can totally see that. I'm trying my best to excuse this or at least understand where he's coming from. Because I'm not gonna sit here. I'll do a little bit at the end of the video where I talk about it, but I'm not gonna like hound him super duper hard. I'm just gonna talk about like what he's saying and if it's right or what it actually is in the game and that kind of stuff. And then when we get to the end, I'll talk about his bullshit, I guess. But rocket jumping with default soldier isn't great because the damage you take is so goddamn high. Uh, it's like it's still useful and a lot of people still use it. It's just that the damage is really high, so it's a riskier thing to do. But most people equip the gunboats or mantra, so there's not really it's not really that big of a deal. Um, but I can yeah, and rocket jumping's hard to do. Like honestly, well not hard, but it's a harder thing to get good at and get a good experience with.
Rocket jumping just gets me killed, so let's leave.
Just gets you killed. If you're doing it at low health, yeah. But soldier has extra health, and I feel like rocket jumping into a fight isn't great, but being able to rocket jump out of it is something that you need to focus on. Because at the end of the day, you should be able to take a fight, not take damage, and still escape. But that's not always the case, so I
But
can get
there.
it. I can understand
Next is the pyro. I absolutely hate the pyro because of this
it.
annoying mechanic where he reflects rockets or pushes you back.
Wait, he's not even mad at the fire. Okay, that's fresh to hear. Somebody who's not just like, oh, pyro shoots fire, pyro bad class. But the air blast.
This mechanic is super annoying because you have to often swap to the weak shotguns just to do damage back. Or you get
They aren't weak. And if you shouldn't be mindlessly spamming a pyro in the first place. Like that's not just something you should be doing. I get it. I get it, but that's not something you should be doing. Um, the shotgun is actually a really solid choice for a lot of classes. That's why NG has it as his main. It's a good gun overall, having spread with high damage, which is why having a shotgun is always good for extreme movement classes or extremely stationary classes, because either one of those is going to always be directly up and against the enemy.
Get pushed off a cliff. Getting killed by my own rocket makes me want to smash my PC and literally punch the player right into.
That's some gamer rage right there. Not even gamer rage. That's just anger. But getting killed by your own rocket is
His
frustrating.
retarded TF2 playing face. This game is unfun. Next is the
What's his score right now? I can't read that. That's so low.
Woman. His sticky traps are probably one of the worst mechanics I've ever seen in
Let's
the
hear him out.
game. You place stickies round the corner. But after that the corner is off limits because there's nothing you can do about that sticky. Is it fun to just randomly die because of a sticky trap?
Well, it's a trap. That's the whole point.
No, I didn't think so. Next is Demo Night. I completely fucking hate that fucking stupid subclass. If it were a
No, you don't get to speak on Demo Night. I know there's a lot of people who are willing to put in their 2 cents to talk about how shitty Demo Night is, or how great he is, depending on your. Sorry, I just checked my phone quick. But depending on your feelings with how the game works and how your skill level, mostly. But they're limiting their character to better themselves, sort of. I mean, there's definitely like the trolldier type classes of Demo Knight, but at the end of the day, these are characters who are making it harder to play their class effectively than than they should. They're making it harder on themselves, unless they're like crazy good, in which case there's not much difference.
up to me and fucking remove all weapons and items that make up a Demo Night and improve the game by 100%. There's nothing you can do about being attacked by spongy overpowered melee character that rushes
That's kind of the point,
you
though.
super fast.
If you're playing Scout right now, getting killed by a Demo Knight as Scout is like it's a little humiliating, to be honest. You just don't get killed by Demo Knight as a Scout. That's just not something that happens. I'm sorry, the video is quiet. Actually, I'm gonna turn it off. But yeah, you don't get killed by Demo Knight as Scout, or you can, but because you're so much faster, unless they have the charge and charge or something along, uh, you should be able to stay ahead of them. And if they do charge at you, you have a double jump, like jump above them, strafe around a bit. Use movement to your
Faster and
advantage.
kills you in one hit. It's retarded and completely unfun.
The amount of censoring I'm gonna have to put over this video, my god.
Next is the Heavy. Just
Okay.
like the Demo Knight, the Heavy has way too much health. And too much
He's a slow character, easy to
damage.
hit, basically a sponge. Not even a good sponge. He has to take all of the damage, or else he's screwed.
I often die after hitting a Heavy after hitting him 1. 2.
Heavies are the scariest class to fight against when you first start. It took me about 100 to 150 hours of playing the game until I was like, until I realized, oh hey, heavies aren't that scary. You just have to you got to get behind them. I think that's the most important thing to note. Like, you got to get behind a heavy, because running at a heavy head on is like running face first into a sentry. It's not. You're not doing anything. You got to get like behind or just out of the sight line of heavy
3
before you can
times.
really attack.
Why not?
Because that first like 2 hits of damage is going to be more
Just
than
have
enough to balance
the
everything
entire
out.
team as Heavies and Medics. Shitty game. Next is the Engineer. The Engineer often gets killed by the stupid spy. So playing him is unfun. It just revolves around sitting there and waiting for an enemy.
Did he get? I think he got a kill. Oh, he's dominating. No, he's being dominated. Okay, wait, never mind. Oh, he did get a kill though. That's cool. That's cool. Engineer getting killed by spy. That's another thing.
Enemy
It
to
takes
run
time.
into your bullets. Bullshit. The medic is the weakest and most useless character in the entire game. When
I want to hear this.
I use him, I feel like I'm doing absolutely nothing for the team.
You aren't playing. You aren't playing medic. Medic is probably the second most useful class in the game. No, definitely the most useful. I was. No, yeah, medic's definitely the most useful in the end. Um, Now medic, NG or not NG, medic, spy, and heavy all suffer from a lack of playstyle changes. Spy has arguably two, but generally one playstyle. Heavy has maybe two if you really want to consider the Dockless Bar or Sandwich a different type of playstyle. Uh, and Medic has, I think it's Attack Medic, Vaccinator. There's a term for it that I'm missing, but it's a more forward pushing Medic, and then the usual Medic, which is Crusader's Crossbow and Vitasaw or Uber Saw, depending on.
You can't even get kills as a medic in this horrible game. Even
Can't even get killed. Yes, you can. Medics are definitely prime
in other
targets.
FPS shooters, you can actually kill people whilst using the medic. But
No, most can't. I mean, there are a lot of shooters out there that have
not in
different
this
types
game.
of health
Players
kits. Pause. But definitely not. Like it's easy. It's easy. You gotta kill the medic first. Like he's your prime target for everything. He's the person you want to be focused on.
often die whilst I heal them. And I can't even revive players. Trash.
Can't even revive play. Okay, he plays Overwatch. That's immediately an Overwatch thing. That's a mercy thing. Yeah, he definitely plays Overwatch. And now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, he definitely plays Overwatch. Like everything that I'm hearing is something that your kind of stereotypical Overwatch player would complain about. All right,
Game.
continuing on.
Next is the sniper. His razor back is super dumb. You literally can't backstab
Oh, we got another kill.
a razor back ever.
Which is why you use your gun. Spy has a gun. I know I sound like really rude right now. Spy does have a gun. And I do recommend
And I
utilizing
mean
it.
ever. To be honest, this trash and horrible mechanic makes me laugh. Not angry like the others.
Um, okay, first off, you should be running at that heavy, and it's making me mad that you didn't pick him while he's looking away from you. Second off, the Razorback is a really helpful tool, but I don't want to turn cat on. It's a really helpful tool, but it definitely isn't. It doesn't change Sniper at all. It allows him to sit in definitely riskier places than he usually would be able to. But at the end of the day, all you're really doing with the Razorback is giving yourself an extra second to attack. But since you don't have an SMG, that's a little bit harder. So it's a good trade-off. Um, the complaint against it for Spy, you got to use your guns. Like not using your guns as Spy is the worst
I
thing.
get angry when someone who even plays TF2 talks to me. If he
Okay,
even looked at me wrong in real life, I would smash his face in. No
come on, just
joke.
come on.
The
Like,
Razorback is laughably bad game design.
okay, you want to talk about how the flog is a horrible trade-off, or not even a horrible trade-off? How the flog is uh doesn't make sense and is just a badly designed weapon. Sure. You want to talk about how uh I'm trying to think of the weapon right now that what is it called? Um the Solemn Vow. You want to talk about how the Solemn Vow is super OP in competitive. Fine. You want to talk about how uh the Soda Popper isn't uh a great gun but has a really great idea behind it and is generally well balanced. You want to talk about how the Cleaver is kind of a strange thing to set as scout secondary. Fine, but you want to say that the Razorback is like the worst thing in the game? That's something that I would only hear a spy main complain about. Like that is like that's mhm. It's one of those things that you just like. The Razorback and Cozy Camper are all generally accepted as really good picks for sniper, and Girardi, of course. So to call
and
something
getting
that's well balanced, I keep playing it, but I'm not done talking like it. To keep or to be mad at it in general when it's a really well balanced, cool thought out idea is weird.
headshots with the sniper is bullshit because their heads are too small.
I, that's a get good thing. Honestly, just work on your aim.
The spy. The spy is why
Oh,
I
he got
quit
one
this
solid
badly
shot on
designed
that
game.
soldier. That was a good shot.
The spy just dies, and dies, and dies, over and over again. While
That's just true. Like the spy dies a lot, especially at first, but after a while, you learn how to not die. And I know that's like a thing with all the classes, but with spy, it's most important. Especially once you get that dead ringer, it just changes. It changes the way that you think about how you play. Definitely doesn't change the playstyle in general, besides from coming out of spawn, but it can definitely change the way that you go about playing a spy.
spoiling the game for others by instantly killing them with the
So he constantly dies, but somehow he's killing everybody. That doesn't
backstab.
check out, Chief.
Isn't it funny that spy keeps getting picked? But all that happens is that you die when you play him? Look,
Oh, he pointed it out himself. That's like a self thing. That is 100% just a self skill thing. I have scissors in my hand right now. Dangerous scissors. Don't play with scissors, kids. Um, Spy's a hard class to learn. I don't play him as much as I used to. He's a hard class to learn and a harder class to get right. And this is all. This is probably the best part of the video so far, to say the least. Because this is the one part where where it's like a legitimate thing, and while he is still somewhat wrong, it's understandable to see what he's talking about.
the enemy team will easily see through your disguises.
Oh yeah,
Invisibility makes noise, so the enemy always turns around before you
that's
stab
you got to
them.
be smart about
And the
that.
spy has absolutely no health at all. Oh
Yeah,
wait,
that's a
I
balance thing.
actually for the spy has guns. You can't even aim the revolvers and they always miss, but it's more of a threat than
Did he get a kill again?
that
Nice. There's
knife,
been like three
which
or
I'm
four this video. I
sure that
lost
the shitty developers didn't intend.
count. The shitty developers remark is definitely. I think Valve deserves that after leaving the game untouched for like 1,300 something days. Uh, but yeah, that's not a spy thing. That's an aim thing. Again, like you just need really good aim to spy.
On. And
Which
that's
is why I get the Razorback comment now.
about it. That's why I hate this game. Overall, the game is just badly designed and poorly tested. Hope you enjoyed the video.
Okay. I need to take a second. That was intriguing. If you just ignore all this, I threw this all up super quick. Jack and Doran. I want to see this guy's channel. Let's see what's going on. Oh, best video. That's cool. That's actually legitimately cool. So Rain. This is a common thing with new YouTubers. They really like to do like Rain or like an hour of music or something like that because it is a good way of getting viewers if you do it correctly. I want to check it out. Does this have comments on it? No. Okay. Do any of these have comments on it? Which one's the most watched one? That was the one. Comments on it? No music, no thunder. Highly recommend sleeping in insomnia. I have insomnia personally, and why does this have 7 dislikes? It's just Rain. The TF2 community is whack as shit though. They will fucking murder you, your husband, and everybody you love. Husband, wife, whatever. I'm sorry, I was just ignore that for a second. But they'll murder like everybody over the smallest shit. And I think this was the one where this dude right here was actually attacking a guy calling him a pedophile and stuff online. And while I think that that's definitely not warranted, I don't think that disliking a video just because he happened to make it is warranted either. Like I would love to sit down and talk to Jackin about it. I'm not even like, this is one of those things that like I would much rather talk to the creator and get a feel for what's going on with the game than anything else. But yeah, that's rain noise. But I have insomnia. Rain noise never helped. But that's just a me thing. That isn't like a, oh no, rain noise bad thing. Ooh, Raspberry Pi. I have one of these actually. This is the computer that I started YouTubing on. I'm gonna bring this up close into the camera. This is the first ever computer I started doing the YouTubes on. It's the Raspberry Pi 4. Really nice. Totally recommend if you want to get into computers or want to learn stuff about them. Really fun, coding stuff. It takes a little bit of learning Linux, but in the end, I think it's worth it.
In this video, I will show you what you can do with the Raspberry Pi after the
Where does this take me?
was for beginners.
Oh, it's not even his. It's not even his video. It's not even his video. Okay. 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 So these are all the videos he's taken from that website. Okay. I don't know how we can correctly record all of these. Somehow mess up the widescreen for this, and then do this giant black border here. Yeah, I'm subscribed to people. Good, yeah. Let's come back to this video for a second. For the video itself, 5 chicken nuggies out of 10 garlic breads. Overall, if the
Hello,
video was
YouTube.
correctly done, if it was edited and there's some sort of intro. No, not an intro. I don't even fucking do intro. But just correctly put on the screen, goddammit, so people can see. Yeah, I'd be behind it. It'd be fine, and then I'd like, I think a lot more people would have legitimately listened. The things he's talking about are generally just something that I feel are kind of a new player's. I feel like the word's contrivances. Let me. Okay, Google. What does the word contrivances mean? Oh, never mind. That's not it. Okay, but it's something that new players definitely struggle with. So you get it. You get where he's coming from at the very least. But this is, all in all, he's not well informed. And he doesn't have a great understanding of game balance. Is it a bad thought process for a YouTube video? No, he has a really good setup. He has a good intro, he has a good exit, he has a good sort of well strung together. Near the end it got a lot better. But it's a somewhat well strung together essay, I guess. And isn't bad overall. The pyro bit was kind of funny, but I don't think it was meant to be funny. All in all, not bad. The video itself, the things talked about in the video, was not correct though. However, 975 views. That's a big fucking deal. I think let's go to my channel real quick. Second editor's note. Upon reviewing this video, I realized that I did not give myself a transition. And because I suck at editing in transitions, enjoy your jump cut. I didn't want you all to see this. The most popular video on my channel right now is the 64-bit music excuse the voice crack, music edit that I did, and the next one is Minecraft, which doesn't surprise me. Oh, hey, this got another view, but 46 views. He has 975. that is good on him. Like, it wasn't well received, but that's your most popular video, and from that point forward, you can definitely begin to do more, right? Like, that's your first popular video. Find out what you did there, whether it was correct or incorrect, right? And move off of what you can better yourself. Because honestly, like, that's the advice I would give. But all in all, not a bad video. Like, the video itself, not bad. Like I've stated this before, video itself, not bad. Things talked about in the video were bad. Otherwise, I have something on my computer screen. Otherwise, that's going to be all. So, that's me signing off. Shadow 5480.